Beacon Hills, the podcast about the amazing Teen Wolf. Today we are discussing the Season 4 premiere, The Dark Moon. I am your co-host, Dot.
And I'm Lilith.
So excited that Teen Wolf is back on air. We had a relatively short hiatus, so I feel like they're just giving us all kinds of goodies here.
Yeah, we're getting spoiled. We're going to get hit with a really long hiatus one of these times.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping it's not between 4 and 5. Because 5, again, is supposed to have 24 episodes. So, yippee skippy.
I'm thinking we might then.
Yeah, me too.
Because they just finished season 4 a couple of days ago. They were starting to wrap up.
Yeah,
So.
I thought they were working. They worked on it during the premiere, and I thought they were going to try and wrap it up the next day. So, I don't know. But all I know is that we are back. Teen Wolf is back. And I know we are going to have an amazing season of massive twists, major confusion, and probably a little heartbreak too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Jeff's going to emotionally compromise me. I just know that he is going to do it. That's it.
It is a Teen Wolf given, isn't it?
Yes. Speaking of the lovely Jeff Davis, of course, because this is the premiere, he wrote it. And of course, because this was a premiere, Russell McCauley directed it. It's our all-star team-up that we usually get. I really liked the directorial aesthetic. I'm not crazy about that dirty sepia filter.
Oh, I liked it. And that'll be in later on, and one of the things I like.
But at least a lot of it was in the daylight, and we could actually see.
Yes! That's why it made my list! Oh, before we get into the things that we like and don't like in the rest of the podcast like usual, we had our ratings came out. We had a 0.9 in demo and 2.18 million viewers, which is pretty much on par with our season 3 finale, where we also had a 0.9 demo, but we did have a few more viewers, about 2.26 million. So we're right about where we normally are. Again, Teen Wolf has had its ratings go higher and higher every season, so it should be interesting to see how this one goes. Right now, we've got a lot of good things going on, and quite frankly, I'm excited about it. So what was this episode about, Lilith?
If I had to sum it up in a few short words, I'd say the gang heads to Mexico to look for Derek, and they meet Mama Fratelli and her crew along the way. And surprise, surprise, Braden is back as their tour guide, and we discover werejaggers and berserkers. Oh my.
Plus, we had Malia being awesome.
I'm glad somebody thinks Malia was being awesome.
Oh, loved her. Loved her to pieces. Cannot wait for her to come back again.
Well, she's a series regular, Dawn.
I know, I'm excited. Next week, I cannot wait to see what that girl does next.
I'm more excited for Braden, honestly. I've been waiting a long time for her to get a bigger role, and, Jeff said he was inspired to write for this character, so I'm excited to see what he has up his sleeves for this character.
Oh, me too. I was very excited when she came back. By the way, I tend to call her Mystery Motorcycle Chick, so when I say that, or MMC, I'm talking about Braden. She came back. I thought she was dead. She's the only person who came back from the dead that I was excited about on Teen Wolf.
I concur, ma'am. I concur.
Why don't we go right into our favorite things about this episode?
I'm going to start with the stuff I like the very most.
Okay. We're going to do it backwards today.
Yes. I'm going to start with Styles turns into Dean Winchester with his love for his car. I'm not leaving this Jeep under any circumstances. Do you hear me?
Oh yeah. Number 6. That is one of my favorite quotes, and it sparked my first and ever, and probably last, Teen Wolf ship, Styles and his Jeep.
Styles and Roscoe, you know it.
Okay, is that his official name of the Jeep?
That's what Dylan named him, and that's what stuck in the fandom.
All right, then that's what I'm going to go with. Yes, Styles and his Jeep is on my list. I knew you were going to have it too. So it's number 6 on my list because, oh, that was beautiful. I love a man who'll stay by his car, stick with her till it's even in the hard times. Yes.
What made that moment even more special was because he was actually getting his mechanic tinker on.
Yeah, that moment actually cemented the Jeep as one of my top 3 TV vehicles. So, congratulations, Styles. Your Jeep is award-winning.
What's the third one? I know Baby's the / Metallic Car is the first one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the Charger on Burn Notice.
Should have saw that coming.
Love that car. Oh, she's beautiful. She's almost as beautiful as Baby. All right. My number one thing in this episode, my MVP, best reason to watch, best thing that happened in this episode is Malia. She rocked. I love everything about her. She reminds me so much of Anya from Buffy and Fee from Burn Notice. This is a woman who's like, I don't care what I'm supposed to be doing or saying. I'm telling her like it is, and I'm getting some answers. Everything about her was fun. And I think that Teen Wolf, in a large part, I loved 3B. There's no denying that I thought it was the best Teen Wolf has ever been. But it's getting dark. Really, really dark. And so Malia has brought the fun, the humor. I laughed every single time she opened her mouth, and almost every quote that I adore came from her. I think she was phenomenal. I'm so glad she's here. And quite frankly, I'm rooting for them to be webisodes with her and Coach standing in the hallway of the high school making fun of all the teens. Because I think they'd be perfect.
Wow. Well, from what I gather, and I haven't done too much extensive fan stuff this week because I've just been busy, you're probably in the minority.
Actually, I think it's about 50-50 right now. And it's surprising because I would expect that most people, because they are dead set on Styles either being with Lydia or Derek, I expected that Malia would have issues from there. But I have, at least on what I've read, there has been a surprising amount of people who have liked her better now than they ever had before and are willing to give her a chance.
I'm glad to hear that because I love Shelley, so.
I just think she's hilarious. Hilarious. And I love, love, love how every single time she opens her mouth, Styles turns to somebody and goes, it's progress. It's progress. We're making progress. I can't wait to see what that progress was. Give me some flashbacks here. I want to see it. So that is my number one.
Okay, my next one I would have to say is Lydia and Styles when they're going to what turns out to be a rave, I guess. And they're just having this banter back and forth, and Styles just looks at Lydia. He's like, I don't want to hear it unless it's an official Banshee prediction. And then Lydia turns around, well, it's a horrible idea. I think we might die.
That is number 9 for me. I love how they're talking about how bad this plan is, because the second she said, what is it that she said? I have it here. Styles, this could be the stupidest plan we've ever come up with. You're aware of that, right? As soon as she said that, I was tweeting, no, this is not the stupidest plan. No, no, no. That armored car teen heist hijink thing, that was the stupidest plan. So I don't even know what this plan is, but I guarantee that it's not the stupidest. So I thought that was fun. I like when Styles goes, I'm aware it's not our best. And it wasn't their best. But, you know, you're in a foreign country. You got to do what you got to do. What I liked about that, I love them bantering. I love and I actually put number 9, their banter, as one thing. Because I also love the banter at the Jeep. When she's holding the flashlight. And he's pretty much telling her that she's got to stay still. And she's like, but I'm terrified. And he's like, well, could you be terrified less? I'm thinking, oh, nice, Styles. Good support there. Thumbs up, buddy. I think they're cute together, and as far as, you know, they're the smart ones, they're often together, but their banter makes me laugh.
Definitely.
Scott screams Skeletor away. That alpha roar. And then when he follows up with, I think I scared it, and then Mystery Motorcycle Chick, I think you scared everything. I thought that was great. Not a fan of the true alpha thing, but I am a big fan of Scott starting to get more into the leadership role, be more comfortable with him being an alpha, and I think this is the most alpha Scott has been in a long, long time. So I thought that was a great moment for him.
Nah. that was actually in my least favorites. My next one has to be Brayden, where Kira is trying to hug Scott and tell him to be careful, and she's like, it's getting dark, let's go, nobody's got time for this. I was like, thank you, common sense is back on Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah, that one My third one is my favorite quote of the night. It is Lydia, and I'm going to paraphrase it. What kind of shape is sociopathic witch? I loved it. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, that was a good one. I know you hate Mama Fratelli, but I just love how she goes, I really like the music of you, especially this kind. It's so savage. I'm just like, what? She's my favorite TV grandma from Switched at Birth, so she just gets a pass. I just kind of like that whole scene.
I didn't realize she was on that show. No, that did not make it on mine, and mostly because I was actually agreeing with Hinchman at the point. Like, can we turn this rave music off, please? Urgh!
It's the kind of music I spin at clubs, so it doesn't bother me.
Number 4 for me. Best action scene of the night. Kira and Malia kick Hinchman. I like that we still have kick butt females on here. I like that the two of them work together well.
My next one has to be my favorite scene where Styles is talking to Mama Fratelli and he's just like, he's listing off the qualities of the Sour Wolf. Yes, the Sour Wolf jokes are back. He's a poor conversationalist. He's such a downer. I was just like, oh, Styles.
I have that highlighted as a great quote in there too. I like how he's kind of like, you don't want him anyway. Almost like, I'm not even sure why we want him. 5 for me. Malia tells Styles that she wouldn't leave him ever, but she's fine with leaving the others. I love that line, but mostly I love the reactions to it. I was like, oh yeah, you make me laugh. I love it.
I'll see you one Malia line and raise you another. When they're talking about they can't leave Lydia, and she's like, if she was hurt and injured and slow, yeah, and if hunting was bad that season, I'd eat her.
Oh, I love that line. It actually reminded me more of Anya's speeches on Buffy, especially when she first started. She's all like, number 6 for me, Mystery Motorcycle Chick's entrance into the whole story to the theme of jungle. But yeah, I thought that was a phenomenal scene. It was a great character entrance, and the music is what made it. It wasn't just her, leather and her motorcycle, but that music just punched it all the way through. I liked how they kept the music going later on. It was one of the best character entrances since the last time when she rode in our motorcycle got Isaac. So, she's got great entrances, and I thought that was phenomenal.
I have that as my next one as well, ma'am. It's her thing. I actually like the twist, like, that it was a rave. I'm like, of course, it's Teen Wolf, hot, sexy, sweaty bodies, of course. What else would it be?
Oh, you mean how when they're walking through the hallway and it's getting creepier and creepier and the lights are flickering and the walls are shaking?
Yep.
And then they open the door and it's like, boom! Rave!
It was just Teen Wolf. Dude, it's Beacon Hills. Well, in this case, it's a Beacon Hills road trip.
I have that scene in there too. I said, when Lydia and Styles look like they're going to their death, but when they open the door, rave! They did a great job of creating a lot of false tension in that. I thought that was a great way of presenting it too. Number 7 for me, the lighting throughout the episode. I could see everywhere in this episode except Mama Fratelli's office and the crypt. And I thought that was phenomenal. And I thought the crypt, for being a crypt, was actually lit pretty well too. In that you couldn't see a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
I really did enjoy being able to see the characters and the reactions and all the great acting that was going on their faces, which sometimes I can't do because I can't see it.
I don't mean to jump to the end, but I'm just going to jump to the end. I really like the twist. I mean, I of course I miss Tyler H, but I really like the twist because Jeff Davis teased, hey, Tumblr, this is something right out of fanfic, but I bet you'll never guess what it is. And I was like, I don't think any of the fanfic that I've ever read for Teen Wolf we could actually do on MTV despite it being on at 10 o'clock. So, the de-aging trope is really huge though in fanfic, and I just totally didn't see that coming at all. Mostly because I didn't do any spoilers at all.
Well, that was my number 8 also, where I put everyone's reaction to Teen Derek, including mine. I did not do any spoilers either, and so I was shocked. I figured they were going to turn Derek into some half werewolf, half creature thingy, and we'd be stuck with him in a makeup chair for the rest of the season. So while I am not keen to have Team Derek for very long, I thought it was a great way to end the episode because it most certainly got people talking. I I don't know that anybody who didn't do spoilers would have ever guessed that.
Because I happen to follow Baby Derek, aka Ian Nelson, and he's like, I'm back, and I'm like, wait, are we doing another flashback? I like flashbacks. Nope, wasn't a flashback. Well, we got a flashback, but he wasn't it.
I thought we were doing flashbacks also. Yeah, I did. I thought we were doing flashbacks also, but I had a completely negative reaction to it because both the flashback episodes are two of my least favorite in Teen Wolf. So, like, really? You again?
I don't mean the flashback episodes, but I like the mini flashbacks that they do from time to time, as long as they don't pile it on.
Yeah, I will say they do that well. It's when they go all goofy and make it the whole episode that just doesn't work for me. All right, we already did my number 9, so number 10, Styles' new attitude. I love Dark Styles. But I like the idea that Styles can hold his own with Mama Fratelli. Plot didn't tell us anything about what happened in those 4 months that we jumped. I mean, not at all. And so it became up to the characters, the actors, to make choices to let us see that there really was some kind of a reaction. And I think that for the most part, all of them did a good job with that.
You bring up the part of him handling the situation with Mama Fratelli so well. Actually, my next one was the line, "We don't like to lose."
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they have lost a lot.
They have.
And it's time for them to get angry and to get back and to be a cohesive team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. But what struck me in that one is how very much Dark Styles that was.
Yep.
I mean, that was the whole point of Mummy Mouth. He was not going to lose the game. And for Styles to bring that up 4 months later, that was like, whoa, to me. I mean, that was a intense moment, and he sold it. And I still think that there is some major, that whole experience did some major damage psychologically to Styles.
It better have.
It better have. And I hope we get to see it and not it just being alluded to. Because he is a good actor. He can sell it. And I think it would be very powerful.
I concur, ma'am.
Number 11. Oh, sorry. It's your turn.
No, go right ahead. I'm out.
Oh, okay. Number 11 for me is a moment, Lydia dumping the bullet shell in the drink.
Ooh.
That just, the visual of that was stunning for me. I was like, oh my, these guys aren't playing anymore. These aren't teens who are playing at being superheroes. These are kids who have gone through a lot and aren't going to take it anymore. And I thought that was really, really awesome. I also liked the crypt in general. I liked the tension they created. I liked the mood. I liked how we saw just bits and pieces of things. So while I'm calling him Skeletor, I really don't actually know what he really looks like. He just has the shape of a skeleton to me. I liked the scorpion on the corpse. I thought that was significantly creepy. And the seal was beautiful. So much so that I was actually a little physically pained when Scott punched it in. Even if it was for him to get to Derek. I don't know. It brought in my inner, archaeology wannabe person, and I love the 9 seconds we got of Derek, like real Derek. I don't think I've ever seen Derek look so peaceful. I mean, he looked like, well, somebody said Snow White. I thought that was hilarious.
He's got a sleeping curse. Well, he's got some kind of curse.
Funny. Yeah, definitely. But he looked peaceful. He looked like he was sleeping, or he looked like he was a mummy buried in a tomb, whichever you prefer. But it was a very different looking Derek. Number 14 I liked because it is the foundation of the show for me. Styles says, "Go, Scott, not without you." Styles, dude, someone needs to find Derek. We'll think of something. We always do. Just go. Excuse me. Just go. And I just think that is their relationship in a nutshell. I really like that Scott was not going to leave them stranded in the middle of nowhere when something bad was coming at dark. And I like Styles' insistence that they could take care of themselves. Scott needed to go and do what he needed to do. So I thought that was really just a good moment between the two main characters. And then my last one on my list, I have other ones that I didn't list, the changes made in the title card sequence. I thought that the changes made to specifically Scott and Styles in there were really good. And those are my favorite things. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to do it from the things that irked you the most? And I'm thinking that they're going to be about the same, at least for what irks the most. Or the things that irked the least, but still made the list.
I'll go with petty to downright have my blood boiling for 200, Alex.
Okay. Number 10. Malia, Kira, and Scott look directly into the camera in cheesy slow-mo with the hair blowing like a Pantene commercial. What the heck was that?
Yes! Oh my god! Yes!
Oh, it was just horribly cheesy. I can't even explain how cheesy that was.
Cheesy. That's the theme of my pet peeves for this up. Cheesy.
That has got to be. I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, Teen Wolf."
I actually didn't like the musical changes to the score. They added a little something extra. They sped up the tempo a little bit, and I don't know. I don't do well with change. I'm not really a fan of the title card changes. Like, I mean, I like the thing they did for Styles, but Scott could have stayed the same, and like Derek really needs a change. Lydia definitely needs a change.
Yes.
So, I mean, all the things that they could have done, should have done, for me personally, they didn't do, and then they messed, like, cause it's Styles in the Jeep. Like, I get, research is his thing, but it's Styles in the Jeep. It really didn't need to change.
I like the research part, but on my list of things that bugged me were the stuff that didn't change. Specifically Derek, mostly, and also Lydia. Number 9 for me. There were no parents at all. None of them. It's the premiere. I missed them.
Oh, I totally concur with that. It was one of my pet peeves. I'm like, not even a phone call? Are you kidding me? But, my next one is Mama Fratelli's plan. Like, really? That was the plan the whole time, to torture Scott into remembering? Really? You're a hunter for 40 plus years and you're still living. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's number 7 for me. I didn't understand it. It was a long, drawn-out torture also. It was like, it wasn't even like when they were torturing Derek and Peter. That was a short burst of torture. But this was like half the episode. And to get what? For Scott to tell you something you already knew? Whatever. Number 8 for me. The glaring anvil of Malia's cut. I don't even know where this cut is going, but you panned in twice on it. You lingered on it. You talked about it. Twice. So, it's an anvil of something coming, and I hope it doesn't mean that the Berserkers follow her because they tagged her or something. That's my guess.
Yep. That's my guess. Because we ain't spending the whole season in Mexico.
Yeah, they do have to go home at some point. I have a hard enough time with anvils of the present and anvils of the past also, too. Which shouldn't even be anvils. But anyway. But Teen Wolf is getting into a bad habit of doing this. The last time we had Derek and Argent in the cell talking about berserkers for no reason whatsoever. None at all. So, had to be an anvil. The last time we saw Mama Fratelli, she's in there, posing as a lawyer, talking to Argent about the code and how important the code is and how the code's still going to be important in the future. Thank you for that anvil that is falling on my head. I'm tired of anvil writing, and if you're going to put anvils in, at least do it for something that's happening right now.
I totally get where you're coming. It's kind of up there with me too. Like, speaking of which, the flashback. Derek didn't text me, but he only texted me back once, but this felt different. Really? We needed a flashback for that. And we're in the veterinarian's office and we mentioned Deaton and we don't see Deaton? No, we don't do that.
No, because we couldn't have any adults, any of the regular adults in this episode. I think it was contractual.
It had to be. I was like, you don't just show up at Deaton's veterinary office and don't show him to me. That is a no. I did like Lydia getting a handle on her, what seemed to be like a small handle on her banshee powers, though. That was the best thing about that flashback.
I agree. Yeah, I could have done without that. But I do think that it was nice to see her competent. Number 7 was part of my torture one, but I'm going to include this part too. Scott's instant revelation that it was Kate. I know she was leading the witness, but still, it makes zero sense to me that he would leap to the idea that Kate was still alive.
I mean, he didn't even have his shirt off. Like, why? Like, I could understand if he had his shirt off. Like, okay, Teen Wolf likes to have their male leads with shirts off. I get it, but they didn't even do that. So I totally didn't get the point of it.
This is not a complaint I have at all, because I am perfectly happy when they are all suitably clothed.
I had a big problem with, I don't know, with Brayden's. Like, I liked it, but it just didn't, like, at first, when she was on a rush to find Scott when we first meet her, it's like something fundamentally has, like, really changed in Brayden. And I don't know if it's an act or if she really means it.
I agree. She's definitely tougher also. And it feels like, although, in all honesty, when she was talking about Scott getting behind her, that felt more like a personal thing than a work thing to me. So I'm wondering if her big bad attitude is part of her cover. Yeah, I'd like to see her. I'd like to delve more into her. What is her background? Why is she like this? How does she even know about the supernatural? There's a lot of big questions.
We barely know anything about Derek. He's one of the series regulars. His family, quote unquote, died in the fire. Like, we don't even know how old Derek is officially. Good luck.
That is true, and I have actually something in there about the house fire in my recap.
Oh, the history lesson. That's on mine, too.
Oh, yeah, that's coming way later down the list. Because that is engine number 1. Now, I have a feeling we both have the same number 1. All right, number 6 of mine is also a Brayden issue. I love Brayden, I really do. But I swear I wanted to reach into the screen and smack her upside the head. Why, oh why, did she ask Scott about kissing Kira? Why?
That's my next point, is that the whole Kira Scott thing and the fact that they haven't defined their relationship, Kira needs to back the hell off. I'm sorry, excuse me. She just does. It's just creepy now, and it's a little sad. Like, she's joined his pack, and she's like this little puppy dog schmooping after him, and I'm just like, come on, Kira, you were so much better than that when we introduced you.
Yes. She's been Allisoned. And I'm just going to say it right like that. Allison was a kick-butt hunter's kid who was supposed to lead their family as the matriarch of hunting. And she turns into the schmoopy 1/3 of a love triangle thing? What? Seriously? I thought when she died, and I did not want her to die, so it's not like I was like rooting for her to death, but I thought when she died we were over this junk, and we're not. Number 5 for me. The never-ending rave.
Speaking of the rave, glow stick nunchucks. Really, Kira? Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
I literally couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. To make it even worse, the rave was like bright as day. Like, the lights weren't out. It wasn't a black light rave. It was just like, it's the brightest rave I've ever seen in my life. No strobe lights, nobody touching each other, all like, oh, you're so soft. I'm just like, I don't know what kind of rave this is.
Alright, number 4 for me is a continuity issue that I seem to have with Teen Wolf, every other episode. Malia and Kira are talking while they're standing guard, and Malia actually says, I can't see. We should have brought another flashlight. You can't see in the dark? What? You have infrared eyes. Your eyes are your flashlight.
Literally, yes.
That made 0 sense. In all of Teen Wolf history, that makes 0 sense.
No, yes. That bothered me so bad. Okay, my next one, it's like, come on, Teen Wolf, we're better than this. When Teen Wolf suddenly feels like Jeepers Creepers. Literally, that's how Jeepers Creepers started, with a big old claw derailing the high school bus in the middle of nowhere.
Now, I can say I've never, ever seen Jeepers Creepers, but I could see where that would be poking.
Anything that reminds me of Justin Long is a big cup of no for me.
All right, now we're getting into less of my nitpicks and massive problems I have with the episode. Number 3, the season 1 recap. The entire season 1 recap. If I knew they were going to recap season 1, I wouldn't have spent so much time taking notes on season 1. I would have started with season 2. That was like the biggest recapitation ever.
And the previously's covered some of that stuff.
Exactly. It was like, oh, you're too stupid to remember what happened, so we're going to put it in the previouslys. But you probably didn't watch the previously, so we're just going to make extra special sure that you understand what's going on. What the heck, Teen Wolf? You only have 42 minutes. You spent half of it torturing Scott. You spent, 1/10 of it with the freaking rave. We get the long drive through the desert, and now you're throwing in a season 1 recap? It was like there was not enough story to fill 42 minutes. And that is not how you start a premiere at all.
Yes, I am glad that you brought that up. It didn't feel quite like a premiere to me.
No. It felt like a premiere for some other show. Teen Wolf is made by their premieres. This is a Teen Wolf 3rd episode.
In a 24 episode season. Like, this is not a 12 season episode 3 episode at all. I was just a little bummed out. Like, a lot of things felt like filler. And that's just very unusual for Teen Wolf. At least in my opinion.
And it wasn't even filler that advanced the story. It was off. And it wasn't like Teen Wolf normally.
It's like basically they tried to write around the ending that they love so much and like everything else be damned.
Yes, which actually I'm going to bring up again in my second point.
I just want to bring up Kira. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love Arden and like I just feel like she deserves better material because she came off as corny and just we could have just left her in the desert and I wouldn't have cared. I said it. I don't care. Like, they need to fix that character quick, fast, in a hurry. She just came off every single thing she did and said was just corny and hokey. And the Kira that I fell in love with back in season 3B was just better than.
Yeah. She was pathetic to me, except for when she was kicking butt, because it was like, oh, we've made her into Allison, but we don't want you to realize we've made her into Allison, so we're going to make her socially awkward in every single thing. I mean, the girl raised her hand in the back of the Jeep to talk. Really? Oh, and that dance scene, that may be the most painful thing I've ever seen on TV.
Oh my gosh. And then when Malia grabs her, all of a sudden she gets good? Really? That's not how that works.
No, that is not how it works. She should have been stepping on her toes. But
that would have worked for me.
Kira was painful in here, and she's actually going to be my number 1. So, yeah, I agree. It was like, for me, ever since they made her a plot device and they downloaded the ninja skills into her brain, they've turned her from what it was a character that I was interested in, that I liked and I wanted to know more about, into somebody that, in all honesty, I don't care if she dies. I really don't.
Oh.
And I'm not usually one to say that because I really like the females to stay, especially the females that can kick butt.
Got so many now, though.
That is true. Number 2. Speaking of females who kick butt, Kate Argent. Everything Kate Argent is number 2 on my list. Nothing good happens when you resurrect characters. And to resurrect Kate, it's like they wanted to get the actress back. They wanted to have a super cool way to give us a cliffhanger before they left off, and then they realized that they had to find some way to fix it and make it work. And they didn't. They just did not make it work. You can do Mexican folklore without having Kate back. I promise it can be done. My next one is my last one, and that is Kira takes freaking forever to say goodbye to Scott. That was the worst scene of the night. Not only was it painfully awkward, I mean, it wasn't even playfully awkward. It wasn't cute awkward. It was painful. But seriously, this is what I did not like about the Allison character. And with her death, that should have saved this. But now we're back to the same freaking junk again, and that tells me that Jeff did not learn anything from the mistakes he made with Allison. Really sick and tired of taking these hunter, kick-butt, warrior females and turning them into smoky little puppy dogs who can't get out a freaking sentence. Knock it off. You need to have some female power here and not just the illusion of female power, Jeff.
I think that's kind of why he made Malia the way she is, but it doesn't really excuse what he's done to Kira for me personally.
It's like he doesn't learn. And, I've been through shows that have gotten the misogyny label before, and generally people take it way out of proportion. And they do with Teen Wolf too. But you have the chance to have some really kick butt, awesome females, and then you throw them in this schmoopy, depressing, sappy romance. It does Kira a big disservice because now I am actively disliking her for killing the momentum of the show again.
I don't know what happened. I really don't. Nobody needs to fill Allison's shoes. Let everybody be their own individual character, not a replacement character. So yeah. That's like literally, yeah. I just concur on all of that so very much. And then I think my number one is not getting to see actual Derek.
We had 9 seconds. Come on.
Speaking part then, that I didn't get to say anything.
That is true.
He's one of my favorite characters, especially, I feel like this whole show has been a big disservice to the character.
Yeah.
And he just deserves a lot more than to not be in the premiere of season 4. That's all. So, I guess it's time to talk about,
main characters?
Yes.
How'd you feel about Scott in this episode?
You know, for Scott to be quote unquote the main character of this show and to be a true alpha, as much as I know you don't really particularly like that trope, I feel like he doesn't get a lot of screen time. And like I just feel like we don't build Scott up enough at this point. I really enjoy the relationship with Styles. We didn't get that. I really liked what's going on with him and Lydia and Styles. We really didn't explore that. So it was just like, ooh, flash at the camera. Ooh, girl, I'm an alpha. And Mama Fratelli tortures and threatens him and sends him on his way. And they discover baby Derek. And all the other action really happened outside of Scott. And I'm not really comfortable with that, especially for a premiere. That's all.
I'm going to say that there was no action. So there was no action with or without Scott.
Well, no, technically the action was Mama Fratelli's henchmen capturing them, and then the little creepy passageway in the crypt.
Which he was a part
of. With the berserker.
So, I'm going to disagree. I think that Scott got a lot of screen time in this episode. I mean, he had 20 minutes of being tortured. He had 15 minutes of walking around the crypt. He was part of the rave. I'm just not sure that he got...
But it's nothing. It's empty.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that he got the screen time, but he didn't get quality time. And my problem is that none of the main characters got quality time. I mean, Styles might as well not have been in there, except for the first part when he's with Mama Fratelli. So I will say that I really, really love Scott and Brayden working together. I really love Scott in the crypt. And I love that alpha roar. So I feel like he had a lot of time, but this episode just didn't enhance anyone. All right, Styles. What do you think about Styles here?
Blinked and you missed him, but I said for Styles, if this was a Styles-centric episode, it should have been How to Tame Your Were-Coyote. Because that's basically all he did, besides hang out with Lydia and Mama Fratelli. I did enjoy his humor.
I liked the bickering between Styles and Lydia at the front. I thought that was a great way to open. It got everybody into it. We're back into the Teen Wolf dynamics. And then from there on out, he could have been gone.
I will say that Dylan knows how to play the background, because when he's fixing the Jeep, he does the thing that Styles does, which is he uses his mouth as like a third hand. Forever and for always, he's always doing that. So I really appreciate Dylan for his consistency and the continuity of presenting Styles. It feels like we're getting back to old Styles. Like, I'm still not over, the dark Nigitsuni Styles, and I just feel like it's lurking somewhere underneath there. And I think Dylan really liked it and has kind of incorporated a little bit of that leftover energy into Styles now.
Oh, yeah. And I think that as we go further into this season, as soon as they get back to Beacon Hills, actually, that we're probably going to see them more of how they've been affected. And I think that's really where we're going to get some powerful styles now. But in this case, But that brings us to Derek. And talk about blinking, you missed him.
Oh yeah, I did miss him on the first time. I was tweeting and I looked up and I saw the creepy cave and they go, "That's all we're going to get in Derek?" It's like, what? I had to rewind it.
Derek just wasn't a big presence at all in this. And, Team Derek did nothing but make us go,
He was the MacGuffin of this episode, but they actually found it. So,
well, out of all of the main characters, I think that this episode did Lydia the best service. And that's not saying much.
I enjoy my Holland time a lot. I like that she's dressing more practical now.
True.
I like that she's just willing to put herself in the fray, and I like that. I like seeing Lydia grow, even if it's centimeter by centimeter.
That's a good way to describe it.
Baby steps, Bob.
I like that she's not dressing like the Amish or a streetwalker, so yeah, I agree. I thought that the flashback did a good job of showing her kind of honing her skills. I think she did a great job with Mama Fratelli. She was Styles' partner in crime there, and the whole "we're not gonna leave until you give us what we want" thing. Kind of bad when you have bad intel and they don't have what you want, but that's another point. The problem that I had with Lydia is two. One was the scene where she is with Mama Fratelli. Just her, and Mama Fratelli's about to kill the henchman. Lydia comes off like a child in that scene. She does that whisper voice, that wide eye, that "I don't know anything" that she needs to get over. That's been Lydia. I know she doesn't know anything at this point, and they need to do something about that, but they need to let her grow up also. She shouldn't be looking and sounding and using the same facial expressions as she did before she knew the supernatural existed. And so I had a real problem with how she was characterized in that. You can say you don't know, but you don't have to look like you're a 12-year-old when you do. And I don't know, I just thought that scene was very weak for Lydia characterization. I also don't like the idea of jealous, pouting Lydia. So if that's where they're going with this whole Malia and Styles get together and Lydia's jealous over it, they need to stop right now.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. Well, technically, since they're in the credits now, Kira and Malia are also main characters.
That's true. So let's go ahead and just put them on in there.
Yeah, so we already kind of talked about Kira, we talked about Malia, but I think Malia has the most potential right now. I'm really, because we didn't really get into, Scott and his werewolfness, really. He kind of just really adapted to it very well, and this is the opposite in Malia's case.
Very quickly. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like she has to unlearn before she can learn.
Yeah, because she was just a coyote. She was content with that, and she didn't. They had to basically coax her into being a human, and she's still adjusting, and it's quite obvious.
Yeah. I think that of every character in this premiere, Malia got the best. It was like they wrote it to change people's minds about her. And they did it in the most hysterical way possible. Did it change everybody's mind? Nope. But there are a lot of people willing to give her a chance because she made them laugh.
I also liked her title card part better than Kira's. Kira and that sword need to go sit down somewhere.
I thought they were both equal for me. Really what I liked about it was Styles and his red thread.
Oh, you say that now till it comes and bites us in the butt again. We only have one secondary character. We've already talked about Brayden, and I'm excited for this character the most this season. I hope she sticks around in Beacon Hills, keeps an eye on them, because, spoiler alert, I guess this is the only spoiler that I know, is that Scott actually does make himself a beta. And she warned him that she would be at his door across the border when he did that, so.
So you think Mama Fratelli is going to send Brayden after Scott?
I think she's going to send her to keep an eye on him in Beacon Hills.
I like that better, because somebody's going to have to pay her, because her character pretty much flat out says, "I do nothing for free."
Girls gotta eat, which was a great line.
It was, and it's the second time she said it, so it was good continuity. But yeah, I think that it would be good to have her around. And if the Fratellis are not going to hire her, they're really the only people left to hire her are either Morel, who hopefully is never coming back again, or Deep, and I just don't see how that would work.
Well, do we know if Papa Argent is coming back at all?
He is.
He could hire her, technically.
He should be in. He could. He should be in next episode or the episode after that.
I love me some Jared.
He's going to get called in because Kate's going to go nuts. And so he's going to be called in.
It's the sugar with my medicine, dang it. Ugh, ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the villain of the week, Kate, Mama Fratelli.
Skeletor. Yeah. Basically Mama Fratelli.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mama Fratelli, for all that she is on the same side as they are, her methods make her the villain.
When you take a code and basically terrorize your community with them and not have any, give in your rules or whatever, that's kind of fascism a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. She's a dictator. Absolutely, 100%. And the fact that she's trying to dictate her rules, her code on everyone else makes her even worse. And it made her an idiot because there was no way in Hades that Kate was going to follow that code. She knew that. She had to know that. So, what the heck, Mama Fratelli? What the heck?
The season's progression, we found, quote-unquote, Derek, and we can get back to Beacon Hills.
Yes. We did see that Kate, yes, is alive and well and crazy. We got the Berserkers. Although we don't know they're the Berserkers yet, and we haven't really seen them, so kind of know there's a big bad out there that we... Yeah, really not much except for getting Derek.
Which is odd. I didn't know what to make of this premiere.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's it. That's our storyline. But I'm sure there's more to come, obviously, and I'm just eager to get into the myth art because I think Jeff does a really good job with the mythology that he sets out to tell and putting his own twist on it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we had the Kanama, that was phenomenal. We had the Nagatsune, that was great. I mean, that one might be one of the best ways that I've seen it. I mean, he's pulled in the Kitsune now. There's just a lot of good things that he does. And really, for all that I gripe about certain things that he keeps doing, Teen Wolf is still one of the best shows I watch. What it really felt like is that he backed himself into a corner based on the way that he ended last year, and this was his getting himself out. So, any theories?
So, episode awards.
All right. First off, grade. I'm going to go with a B-.
That's my grade, Dawn.
And I feel like it's a little generous, to be totally honest.
Me too.
I think that the high of starting Teen Wolf again is compromised a little bit by the disappointment that there was a lot of filler. A lot of things were stretched out far longer than they needed to be.
I'm going to tell you the things that saved this episode for me. Malia's humor.
Mm-hmm.
Styles' humor.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful cinematography and choices of it was very beautifully shot in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
We got
good framing.
We didn't get too much. Oh yes, and we didn't get too much slow mo. Like I understand the slow mo is our lens flare. It's our cross to bear as the Teen Wolf fandom, but he's really cut back on it, and I appreciate it. So I have to give credit where credit is due.
What saved the episode for me? 1, Teen Wolf is back, and right or wrong, that automatically makes things better. 2, Malia is an excellent character who was dramatically improved from last season. I was completely shocked. And the way the episode was going, I was like, okay, where are we going here? And boom, Teen Derek. That was shocking to me. And very few things shocked me on TV, so that was a big plus.
I'm surprised we have the same grade. I really am. Because I was being really generous. I'm like, I'm not going to be a buzzkill. It was some really good things about this episode that were much improved from last season. Mm-hmm. The cinematography. I could actually see, and the screen caps came out fabulous. So,
So, who's your MVP? Because we already know who mine is.
It's actually a tie. It's a tie between Malia and Brayden.
Totally Malia for me. She saved the episode. But I did think that Brayden was pretty awesome. All right. What was your best character interaction?
This is a 3-way tie. Sorry, I'm being so indecisive tonight, but I don't even care. The opening scene between Lydia and Styles, and then the scene with Braden and Scott, where Braden's like, "Come on, we ain't got time for you and your girlfriend. Get on the back of a motorcycle, let's go." And I also loved the interactions between Styles and Malia.
I am gonna do it a little bit different. I would expect, because Malia was by far my favorite thing about this episode, that it would be Styles and Malia that was my best character interaction, but actually it was Styles and Lydia. I loved them bickering, I loved them bantering, and quite frankly, Malia was awesome on her own. She didn't need Styles to just always say, "That's progress, that's progress." So, yeah. And your best reason to watch?
It was the premiere.
Ouch! Malia again for me. Any other awards you want to give it?
Yes. Okay, so not only did Teen Wolf channel its inner Jeepers Creepers, it also channeled its inner Saw when they had all the kids thrown into that room with the sinks. I was like, oh my god, where's the bone saw? More like Saw was when Kate cut her wrist and she's laying in the pool and the pool of blood, and I was just like, yeah, this is definitely some Saw imagery.
Best reason to fast forward for me, Kira's long goodbye.
Alrighty, and I'm a bad girl because I actually didn't get a chance to do any critic reaction. Except for one, I saw a really awesome, and it's only because it's Megan Tandy, aka Braden. She did a really awesome interview with Hypable, and that's the only thing that I've really kind of read.
Well, I did do some Twitter. I didn't do a whole lot of it, but I am starting a new Twitter live tweet list. So if you live tweet Teen Wolf on Twitter, let me know so I can add you to my list. I think that's going to make it a whole lot easier than trying to get my eyes to go through the 56,000 tweets per second that come up. Just Janine said, "I think Styles Jeep is the real unsung martyr of Teen Wolf." Oh, I believe you. I agree wholeheartedly. At Viola Perry said, "Laughing because Kate just locked Derek in the Chamber of Secrets." You know me and how much I love those Harry Potter ones references, so that was great. This one I like because I actually knew the song that it's referring to. This is from Bo If Rama Panama. Sorry. It says, "Aw, darn, the she-wolf got Derek in the closet. Let him out so he can breathe." That's somebody who was waiting to put that tweet out. So, but I thought that was great. At Clearly Not Sarah, "You know you need to get over your ex when you come back from the dead just to kidnap him." No kidding. At Jen with a G215, "I've always found that electroshock encourages my most logical thinking." Seriously, that was the best. Talk about the worst plan of the night. That's it. I'm making that an award. Worst plan of the night goes to Mama Fratelli. I'm going to paraphrase this. At Diana MV4, "Loving the fact that Scott's season 4 pack is a lot of kick-butt ladies and one dude who fumbles around offering rides and moral support." That one made me crack up. At Thousand Styles, "This is the real truth of the fandom. The only time the Teen Wolf fandom comes together is when Jeff Davis kills off another person." So true. At AWAALLS, "For the next few weeks I have panic attacks scheduled every Monday night. Don't we all?" This one I really, really, really agree with. It's at Get Ready to Ignite. "I'm really excited to see everyone grow as a pack and not into separate romantic couples who fight baddies together." Amen. From your lids to Jeff's ears. And those were my favorite fan ones. My guess is that my favorite cast ones were the same as yours.
Yep, it was the exchange between Lyndon and Melissa. And you can go ahead and read that.
For those of you who don't know, that would be Mama McCall and the sheriff. So one of my favorite ones is they're talking back and forth, and then Melissa says, "I have no idea. I thought they were with you tonight." Because Lyndon was like, "What are our kids doing in Mexico?" Sheriff Lyndon says, "And no bringing back anyone who's way younger than they're supposed to be. Just saying, rules are rules." And then my last one from Melissa, no spoilers, but someone is so grounded for not telling me where he was going. And it says, the hashtags are no styles, no TV, no phone, no iPad. I love how she knows her own quotes so well that she can use them seasons later. My other one that I picked from the cast is actually the actor who plays Danny. And it says, today's significant. Something about a moon, dogs. No, wait, that's not right either. I know it's something. It's an all-new Teen Wolf. I just think that he's cute also, that he, really, even when he's not in the episode, he's still very much involved in the Twitter part of it. This time we had less cast tweets because obviously they were doing the season finales.
Yeah. Speaking of the actor that plays Danny, Tumblr's reaction to season 4 news of Teen Wolf. Things they can't believe. Danny isn't a main character yet.
I saw that a lot. Along with, man, I miss Allison.
Yes! Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and also, what? Are they not going to even acknowledge that Isaac exists?
Oh my god, where's Isaac trended? Oh, the next one I saw a lot of is like, but what happened with DH Derek in the Jeep on the ride home? Seriously, where's the webisode? Give it to me now. Yes.
I'm guessing that's going to be the flashback in episode 2.
Ugh. God.
Because they better be
Another
in
flashback.
Beacon Hills when episode 2 starts. Because I do not want the long road trip to Beacon Hills. Just saying.
Yes, we've seen road trips before and they always end up terrible. So yeah, that's pretty much the consensus. We miss Isaac, we miss Allison, and how come Danny's not a season regular? There's a lot of stuff that they're looking forward to seeing too. But it's lots of speculation and meta, basically. People weren't very enthused about this premiere. Lots of screen caps of the scenery though. People really love the scenery.
Lots of screen caps of different reaction shots. I think because they could see it, they had a lot to choose from. So
yeah.
It is what it is, and we're going forward. And we have Teen Wolf back. And you know what? Mediocre Teen Wolf, still better than most of the TV I watch and review.
Oh no. Goodbye. Oh, this is my favorite one though. Well, you can't see the reaction, but it's really funny. Goodbye Isaac. That's the URL on Tumblr. They were like, first mention of first mention of an Arjun in this episode, and it's Kate. This is the most disappointed face I've ever seen for a reaction gif in my life. And that pretty much summed up my feelings about that as well. Like, not Papa Arjun, not rest in peace Allison, no, Kate. So I was a good girl today, and I did check our email account, and of course it was empty.
Aww.
Guys.
Hey, I spent all day 2 days ago trying to get people to vote for Teen Wolf, and that was hard too. So, remember you love the show, and we love you, so let us know.
Okay, speaking of which, I guess we'll just jump right into our contact information. Let me find it. It's been a while. If you would like to send us an email, and please feel free to do so, so we can read it here on the podcast, so we know that we're not yelling into the internet ether.
The void.
teenwolf.smgpod@gmail.com. You can live tweet with us every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can tweet with me, which is at Beacon Hills Pod, and you can tweet with Dawn
at DAHNE1.
The Tumblr is welcome to Beacon Hills Podcast.tumblr.com, and our Facebook as well is welcome to Beacon Hills. And make sure that it's Southgate Media, because that is the group that we podcast.
So you can find them at southgatemediagroup.com.
See? And we have tons of great other podcasts that you could be into. Dawn's got Buffy coming up, season 2. Woo!
Love it. My favorite season of Buffy, so. And it's open to anybody who has Skype and a love of Buffy, so. If you're interested, shout out to me.
So yeah, that is the shameless plugs and self-promotion for our social media accounts. Any other shameless plugs and self-promotion you want to throw out there, Dawn?
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, best way to do it is Twitter, and that is, again, at Dawn, DAHNE1. But you can also reach me at through email at dawn@spoilertv.com. So it's DAHNE @spoilertv.com. If you're interested in doing Buffy, let me know. We're also going to start an 80s movie podcast. We're starting with The Princess Bride. We're looking so much forward to that because there is not one movie that is more quotable for me than The Princess Bride. In other news, still doing Last Week in TV, so if you've got something you think I should watch, go ahead and nominate that. That comes out every Monday on my blog, which is dawn1 at blogspot.com, or on Spoiler TV, which is www.spoilertv.com. So lots going on. Still trying to catch up on everything from my vacation, so that's where I'm going to be doing all week. Catching up on TV I missed. Check us out. Hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking. If you thought that this episode was just the absolute fabulous premiere and that it even beat Season 3B, which it didn't, let us know if you agree, if you disagree, if you'd like to talk about theories. We're up for anything, so contact us. All right. So that is a wrap-up of the Season 4 premiere, The Dark Moon. Hope that you enjoyed it. Come back and see us again next week. So until next week, stick together as a pack, because even when you're not technically in Beacon Hills, dude, it's still Beacon Hills.
If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.